Hello and welcome to The Woven Word. This is a series of interactive 360-degree videos in which we introduce you to Ulster's rhyming weaver poets. So who were the rhyming weavers? Well, they were a group of writers who flourished mostly in the 18th and some in the 19th centuries, and they wrote poetry which really shines a light on what life was like for ordinary people at that time. The writing is insightful, it's humorous, sometimes it's quite pathetic, it's atmospheric. It really is a wonderful resource for us to study today. And in each of these episodes we're going to look at one specific poet and end the programme with a reading of one of their poems. So today we're thinking about John McKinley, the Bard of Dunseverick. And to consider him, we have come to the beautiful Rathlin Island. So this is where the interactive, immersive element comes in. If you're at home with your mouse on your computer, move it around. Okay, move the mouse and look all around, look up and look down, look behind you. Or even better, if you've got a virtual reality headset, put that on now and you'll have a truly immersive experience here with me on Rathlin Island, which is the most northerly inhabited island of the island of Ireland. It is a beautiful place. I'm just looking, the ferry is coming across there from Ballycastle, just on the very north coast of Ireland. Stretching out in that direction, we're heading around the glorious Causeway Coast. The glens of Antrim sweep down the east side of Ireland in that direction. And just behind me, about 15.5 nautical miles out to the northeast of Rathlin, lies the Mull of Kintyre. We're very close to Scotland here. It's a breathtaking landscape with the white limestone and the black basalt cliffs. And maybe you can see the wee seals. The wee seals have hauled themselves out of the water and they're lying over there sunbathing on the rocks. There's one of them lying over there with his tail in the air, and every once in a while they start singing. It's this beautiful sound of the singing seals here on Rathlin Island. Truly an inspirational place and definitely inspired John McKinley, the Bard of Dunseverick. The island here has been inhabited since the Stone Age. It's a land of myth and legend, but today there's a population of about 140. Tourists come to explore the bird colony here, the bird sanctuary, and there are 3 lovely lighthouses, one at each corner of the boomerang-shaped island. So John McKinley then, he's a bit of a man of mystery. We don't know a huge amount about him. He was born sometime in the late 1700s. He was fluent in English, in Irish and in Ulster-Scots. And we know that he only had about 6 months of formal education. So he must have been a largely self-taught person. Certainly by 1815, some of his poetry had appeared in the Belfast newsletter. And in 1819 and in 1821, he brought out 2 collections of his own poetry. The most astonishing thing about this is that over 800 people subscribed to the first volume, including 150 clergymen of different denominations. How did he know so many people? It's obvious that he had travelled all around Ireland. What was his occupation? What was his trade? It'd be wonderful to know more about John McKinley. However, in his poetry, it's very obvious that he was inspired by the north coast of Ireland, by Rathlin, places like it, by the geography and the geology, the flora and the fauna, especially the bird life, by the folklore and by the history, and all of these lovely elements creep into his poetry. The poem that we're going to share for this particular episode it's on Mr. J.B. leaving the island of Rathlin. It's going to be read for you by my friend Dr. Jennifer Orr. And this is a wonderful poem. Mr. J.B., whoever that was, has died. And he's left the island of Rathlin for the final time. And the poet is addressing the birds and the hares, which would formerly have been terrified at the shooting and hunting prowess of Mr. J.B., but now they can rest. He'll not be shooting them anymore. And yet the poet makes the point that in the winter months, Mr. J.B. was kind. He could have been shooting, he could have been killing, but he didn't. He allowed the animals and the birds and the hares just to rest in peace. So there's a lovely nod to the kindliness and humanity of this Mr. J.B. There's some beautiful Ulster-Scots words and phrases I'd like you to listen out for. Let me see, what have we got? You'll hear the phrase nae mair, for no more. Maukins, M-A-U-K-I-N-S, those are hares. Thole, to thole is to endure or to put up with. Yin is one. Ilk means each. A whang, W-H-A-N-G, that's a leather strap. Ayont the wa just means behind the wall. There's a phrase, the Kenramer Cairns. Kenramer or Kenramer is sort of a district of Rathlin Island, just out in that direction. And the Cairns are just kind of the locals who lived in Kenramer. When he addresses Pussy, That's a hare, H-A-R-E. And the name of the dog is Luath, L-U-A-T-H. That was the name of Robert Burns's collie. Wonder is there any wee connection there? Who knows? But while Jennifer reads this poem for us, you're going to see the words coming up on the screen so you can read it while you listen to it. Or if you're watching this via YouTube, you can expand the description and jump forward maybe about 2.5, 3 minutes, something like that, into it. And then you can enjoy listening to the poem while viewing these fabulous 360-degree panoramas shot here around Rathlin Island. It's a beautiful place, and I really hope you'll enjoy this poem, read for us by Dr. Jennifer Orr, written by John McKinley, the Bard of Dunseverick. Thank you.
John McKinley, on Mr. J.B. leaving the island of Rathlin. O all ye various muirland brood, O all ye skimmers o' the flood, O all ye warblers o' the wood, come join my strain. Nae mair he'll come to spill your blood, awa, he's gane. Ye mawkins, ye need peep, about your holes or secret keep. Nae mair wi' noiseless foot he'll creep about your den. Ye all may now in safety sleep, awa, he's gane. Nae mair ye need his pathway shun, nae mair ye'll thole his wanton fun, nae mair ye'll hear his roaring gun alang the plain. Nae mair before his hounds ye'll run, awa, he's gane. O ye may wish, baith ane and all, him and his gun to keep awa, for if a blink o' you he saw, on bush or vein, or in the air, you're sure to fall, he ne'er missed ane. Who the kin Raymer cairns would jump, to hear the cliff's wild echoes thump, as on ilk blue basaltic lump, smote his wee bullets, that in the wave, wi' noisy plump, brought showers o' pullets, but they may wanton at their will, and rest secure, and fear nae ill. A lasting sleep has laid him still and stabbed his breath. He felt it war than poacher's bill, the shaft o' death. Noo, pussy, you may scud at morn, across the rigs o' brearded corn. Ye'll hear nae mair his swelling horn, or growling strife, that aft your trembling kind has torn, and robbed o' life. Yet when the storm begood to blow, muffling the plains wi' wreaths o' snow, lest Luath's fang, or lusty paw, your lives should wrang, he tied him up ayont the wall, with leathern wang. When winter frosts bound nature's frame, and farmers fed the nowt at hame, though he was licensed for the game, you ate his kale. At you he ne'er took deadly aim, wi' powther and hail. And you that haunt the cliff and cave, ye divers o' the swelling wave, ye may your glossy pinions lave, I'll list your cry, when wintry tempests wildly rave twixt rock and sky. John McKinley, on Mr. J.B. leaving the island of Rathlin. O all ye various muirland brood, O all ye skimmers o' the flood, O all ye warblers o' the wood, come join my strain. Nae mair he'll come to spill your blood, awa, he's gane. Ye mawkins, ye need peep, about your holes or secret keep. Nae mair wi' noiseless foot he'll creep about your den. Ye all may now in safety sleep, awa, he's gane. Nae mair ye need his pathway shun, nae mair ye'll thole his wanton fun, nae mair ye'll hear his roaring gun alang the plain. Nae mair before his hounds ye'll run, awa, he's gane. O ye may wish, baith ane and all, him and his gun to keep awa, for if a blink o' you he saw, on bush or vein, or in the air, you're sure to fall, he ne'er missed ane. Who the kin Raymer cairns would jump, to hear the cliff's wild echoes thump, as on ilk blue basaltic lump, smote his wee bullets, that in the wave, wi' noisy plump, brought showers o' pullets, but they may wanton at their will, and rest secure, and fear nae ill. A lasting sleep has laid him still and stapped his breath. He felt it war than poacher's bill, the shaft o' death. Noo, pussy, you may scud at morn, across the rigs o' brearded corn. Ye'll hear nae mair his swelling horn, or growling strife, that aft your trembling kind has torn, and robbed o' life. Yet when the storm begood to blow, muffling the plains wi' wreaths o' snow, lest Luath's fang, or lusty paw, your lives should wrang, he tied him up ayont the wall, with leathern wang. When winter frosts spawned nature's frame, and farmers fed the night at hame, though he was licensed for the game, ye ate his kale. At you he ne'er took deadly aim, wi' powther and hail. And you that haunt the cliff and cave, ye divers o' the swelling wave, ye may your glossy pinions lave, I'll list your cry, when wintry tempests wildly rave twixt rock and sky.